The 2021 wiffle ball season is well underway throughout the nation, and it has been an amazing one thus far. After a shortened season in 2020, I think everyone became acutely aware this trip around the sun of just how much we love the opportunity to play some whiffs. Needless to say, the entire player base has been hitting the fields with an intensity that we all love, and it truly feels like every game is being played with a pure passion for the sport. In today's video, we are going to be discussing one such team that, in my opinion, has been leading the pack, not just with consistently solid play, but also overall intensity and drive. That team, as you read in the title, is ERL, captained by the infamous Connor Young. They have dominated so far in the 2021 MAW season, and today we are going to discuss where I believe their future as a franchise lies. Let's get into it. As I talked about in my MAW power rankings earlier this year, ERL entered 2021 with some roster turbulence. However, the swap of Jordan Robles and Devin Torres for Dan Whitener and Johnny Wiffs has proven to fare well so far for ERL. While Johnny has been playing like an all-star and has struggled from the rubber thus far, pitching to a 4.77 ERA with 2 losses, he does hold some of ERL's most clutch hits this season and has seemed to gel with this team incredibly well, but more on that later. Meanwhile, Dan Whitener has done Dan Whitener things. After being voted the Drop's #1 player in the nation in 2020, Virginia Ham has seemed to pick up right where he left off. So far from the flat hill, he has 4 wins with a 0.35 ERA. What may be more impressive, however, is that over 28 innings pitched, he has a 0.52 whip. Dan also made his bat heard around the league May 8th with a late inning home run against Sean Steffi that propelled his team past Voodoo in a heated rivalry quarterfinals game. Naturally, though, we can't talk about hitting without mentioning who is and has been one of the best batters in wiffle ball, Kenny Rogers Jr. So far in 2021, Kenny is batting to a .294 average with a .410 on base percentage. He was also tied with a league-leading 4 home runs. Kenny is no doubt leading his squad's offense, but with the rest of the pieces combined, I truly believe Connor Young has really done a spectacular job of putting together another dominant roster. Also, the recent addition of rookie player Mike Stiles has proved to pay dividends as well. So far, Stiles has shown potential to be a dominant arm in the MAW scene. Albeit he remains untested without a lot of experience, the potential is still there and he has a great team around him to make that potential come to fruition. Going forward, he is for sure a guy that I would keep my eye on in the future. All that being said, ERL has shown an incredible team chemistry to grind out win after win. Dominant enough to finish in the Final Four on opening day, and then go on to have back-to-back tournament wins in Philly and the AWAA. While it is a long season and the playoffs are still a ways off, I think there is a strong case to be made that ERL is currently the best team in the nation right now. You can disagree with that if you want, but I don't think you can argue that going into June, ERL will have a big target on their back. If ERL is going to win their 3rd straight MAW championship, they're going to have to continue to ratchet up the intensity as we approach the midpoint and end of summer. However, I think the most interesting part of the ERL saga will not be just what happens at the end of summer, but what they do at the end of the MAW season approaching nationals. Here is my hot take. For the players of ERL, their best chance to win a national championship lies within ERL itself. But more than that, I think entering ERL as a nationals team just makes sense for everyone involved. Besides Johnny Costa, who will more likely than not defend his 2020 title with the usual suspects, where will the rest of these guys go? Kenny Rogers Jr. has played the past 2 nationals as the underachieving Sueño team with heartbreaking finishes in 2019 and 2020. Connor Young has tested the free agent market, playing with the Giants in 2019 to little success, and while he did make it to the Elite 8 last year with the Bronx Royals, the Royals have already announced that they will not be playing together in 2021. ERL has not played in a national since 2018, but I truly do think 2021 is an excellent year for them to enter their bid into the NCT. Whitener has also been rumored to be joining Wiff Inc., but just say, hypothetically, they only have Connor Young, Kenny Rogers Jr., and Mike Stiles. Add another dominant free agent arm, I think this team is primed to make a run at Nationals. They'll be going into the tournament having played a full MAW season together and being one of the most competitive teams in the league. If they can take that momentum and transition it to the national title, I really do feel like they will be a force to be reckoned with. And who knows, maybe Johnny Wiffs or Virginia Ham have a change of heart and decide to ride with Earl to a national title. These are merely my tabloid musings at the moment, but it is an interesting theory to me, and I will be watching closely to see what happens as the summer moves along, and I hope you will too, as 2021 has been a spectacular year for Wiff so far, and I'd hate for you to miss any of the action. To see more of that action from MAW, look down in the description of this video where I have linked everything you need to have an amazing afternoon of binge watching Wiffs. Also, ERL has a pretty good social media presence of their own, so if you want to see some of their sick content, I've linked their platforms down below as well, so be sure to go check those guys out. Going to wrap up this video here, fellas. As always, if you enjoyed it and want to see more great wiffle ball content just like it, you can subscribe and drop a like. Also, please comment and let me know what you think of this video down below. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, my name is Ben. Get out there and play some wiffs, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Goodbye.